So let us continue the last session. Actually the practice is finished, but I'm just adding new details and lessons, and in other words I'm using this window to give you more lessons about the families. At such a condition, some of you may ask, an opening instead of these profiles, since there's not an opening on the window, and then want to view the opening road and also the panel which is opening. However, it is somehow complicated, but it is interesting and I want to tell you. I open interior view and then I select one of the glass panels. I make a copy and then I paste it here. I ungroup this part since it was arrayed, and after that I want to place the panel here on the top part, so the sides of the panel should be aligned with the profile, and we're gonna associate some parameters and some angles to create an opening, inside the panel, just like a door in the 3D view, in both views of 3D and reference level plan view. And I should say that this is one of the most complicated families that you can create. This glass panel is fixed for the left side. Here my recommendation is that to just work on the main part of the window, since last session we worked on the base part, and if I want to talk about the left and right side, it would be repetitive and just wasting the time. So let us focus just only on the main part or on the middle part to create the opening. First of all, I should compute or measure the distance of the width of this part, and if the width of the panel changes, the width of the door should change too. I copy base panel width, I create a new parameter as top panel width by this way, and then I click on OK, and the dimension is clear, which is width minus 4 multiple in t, since we got 4 profiles. So I subtract the value of width from the result of the multiplication, and then I divide it into 3 since we got 3 parts. The size is 740. Check this out. Well done, watch this. In continue, let me check the height. Let me open floor plan to modify the height of the view range. In cut plane, 2 meters and 2.5 meters for the offset of the top. Very well. Here I need a reference plane. I sketch it. Right now the intersection between the horizontal and the vertical reference planes specifies the place of the bolts of the door. Here all I should do, I should sketch reference planes inside of these two reference planes, as you can see, since these are controlled by thickness. So the given value is correct. I measure the dimensions and then equalized by this way, equalized. Then I'm gonna place the total dimension in relation to the new reference planes. We got 3 parts, equalized. Well done. So I have sketched 2 reference planes, and then I have added the total dimension equalized for the 3 parts. And actually I'm gonna specify the place of the profile as the position of the bolt of the door. I sketch a reference plane here, and then I measure the line distance to associate it to a new parameter. However, it got no necessity to measure this distance. I create a new parameter. I name it, for instance, t, or half t, or half of the thickness, and then I divide thickness or t into 2. Well done, 2 meters. 35, I'm sorry. Let me associate the parameter by this way. Check this out. So I can control the value. But let me test the new parameters at first, like 1500 for width. Very well. This time I'm gonna work on the angle. So here in create tab, I pick reference line. As you can see, I select reference line to sketch it. Exactly, I sketch it from the intersection between these 2 reference planes that are crossing each other. As you can see, the intersection. And I want you to note that all of these stages that I'm gonna pass are vital to be done. So if you change the approach or miss something, you may encounter with some problems. And then here I press tab to align the point of the reference line with the intersection, and then I press tab to select the reference plane to align it with the point of the reference line. By this way I press tab to select it and then locked. Well done. Then I pick angular dimension to measure it, between the reference line and reference plane, and then associate it to a new parameter. This is considered as one of the most complicated parts of the process. A as angle, okay. And then we're gonna test the parameter. It is important that the reference line should be fixed at this position. So we did lock the point to the reference plane, actually to the cross section. Let me save the project or the family. Well done. Then we're gonna test the angle. Let me find it at first. Here in A, 30 degrees. Apply. Great. It is working correctly. 40 degrees. Apply. Correct. So let's go on. And the position is correct as well. Now at this moment, I'm gonna connect another panel to this reference line as the door of the window. Or in other words, I wanna assemble a panel on the line. Here we can use the previous family template file here in order to not create a new one and save our time. Here, if you want to connect these to the reference line, I should load it into a face-based family template file. I will talk about the face-based families later. Metric generic model face-based. I open it. Well done. Then here we can use copy and paste to load the family here. But then we should associate the parameters from scratch, or we can use it as a nested family. Load it into the face-based family template file and then work on it. I want to check the name. I load it into the family 7. Okay. So some parts are ready to be done. And then I can continue the process. I place it right here. Very well. But we should associate all of these 4 parameters at this template file, since then we're gonna load it into our project and the parameters should be associated. We should create 4 parameters again for each of them, but to just save my time, I create one for width and height. I name it door width by this way. And then the another one, I create a new parameter to associate it, door height. Very well. I want to ignore the others, since these 2 were important. Very well. Then I align it with the reference plane, and locked. So let us test the parameters. I increase width 1000, and then the door height. It is working correctly actually. So let me go on. In the 3D view, check this out. Here is the door. Let me test door height. Apply and OK. As you can see in the 3D view. So till now we got a face-based family as I showed you. At first I opened a face-based template file, family template file, and then I loaded the panel into it. However, we could have created it from scratch in the family, but I just wanted to save my time. I saved the family, I name it door, and then load it into the family of the window by this way. And here the advantage is that we can connect the panel to the reference line easily. I open 3D view. Check this out. I pick component. We got the door. And I choose place on work plane or work plane base. Then I place it on the reference line. Let me test the angle, 90 degrees or 0. Even 0 is accepted here, since in some of the approaches 0, specifying 0 degree is not accepted, but till now we have done correctly. But I should move the door upwards. Let me open interior view to check the position that I want to place the door. Actually, on this reference plane, as you can see, I want to assign a name to this reference plane to convert it to a work plane. For example, base top. Base and top. After that, the way we should move the reference line, at first we should select it, but do not take it as a mistake since that you're not able to move the panel. Even I uncheck constraint, as you can see, the panel is not allowed to be moved, and if I click on this join, it is no more connected to the reference line. So what is the best approach? Is to select the reference line. Even if you select the reference line, to move it by using move tool, as you can see, it is not available. So the only way is to select the reference line and then edit the work plane and then set the specified name for the reference plane, which was base top. Okay, check this out. This was an important point that you should know, because some details are so effective in carrying out a process, and these points are applicable in all of the projects. Well, let me open the edit family to reduce the thickness of the panel or the door actually. 1 centimeter for glass distance and for glass thickness 10 millimeters. Well done, and then I load it again into the family of window. Override. Then I select the door and I remove the checkbox of this join. Then I specify a point for moving right here. I move it to the place I want it. Here. Well done. Let us check it in 3D view by this way. As you can see, it is placed in the correct position. Right now I want to test it in family types 45 degrees. Let's check it out. Apply. Well done. Then we're gonna work on the width of the door. Width of the door is equal to door width. I want to associate it to top panel width. Let me find it. Okay. Well done. Check it out in the 3D view. Right now the width and height are both well adjusted in front view, and for the height I associate door height to top height profile. Okay, this is the result. Well done. I open reference level plan view. The next thing that we should work on is to define the path of the opening actually, that it could be an informative lesson for displaying the route of the movement of the door. I want to use symbolic line. I specify a point from here and then and the desired location, middle of the door, and then I extend these to specify the endpoint, and then I lock it. Very well. Again, I open family types. Let me test the dimension of angle. 70 degrees. Apply. Check it out. By this way. As you can see, the symbolic line is changed. The place is moved or changed actually. So as a result, in a project, the plan of the project does matter. So we should fix this symbolic line. I want to do something. Actually, we should try this in different cases to see whether it does work out or not. I'm gonna associate a parameter to the radius of the door, which is top panel width by this way. So the radius and top panel width are equal to each other by now. 45 degrees. Apply. 80 degrees. Apply. Very well. And then I wanna modify width. 1500. Okay. Everything is okay. And there is nothing wrong. I load it into the project since the window is ready. Since I'm gonna test the window in the project. Wait for a second please. Right here in the level 1 plan view, I sketch a wall at first, and then I place the window. Check this out. As you can see, the result. Following that, we're gonna test the window. I open 3D view. As you can see, apparently the window is okay. By this way, let me modify the angle 0 degree. Right now we are encountering with a warning message because this would removes the symbolic line. As I talked about before, that sometimes when we specify 0 for the angle, it practically removes the symbolic line. I specify 10 degrees. Let's check it out. Well done. But I got a recommendation. I open edit family. In my opinion, I think we should create a new family for the opening in a new template file, which its angle is controlled independently, so that we will not have problems with the zero angles. But if we want to keep the current model, we can choose to keep the door open always by this way. I mean the movement of the door of the window is mentioned in the plans. If I specify 60 degrees for angle, apply, and then I can align it with the reference plane and also locked. Check this out please. I align it and then locked. I'm gonna check it whether there is a problem or not. 45 degrees. It is working correctly actually, 2 meters for right. Check it out. Apply. As you can see, there's no problem. So we can keep it. And you can use it as well. But the another point is about the visibility settings of this door. Here if I open the visibility settings of the door, we got an option name which it is show only if instance is caught, which displays the instance if only it was caught. I check it, okay, and then I load it into the project to display it and the condition that it was caught. Wait for a second. Right now, as you can see, it is caught, so it is being displayed. I mean, these are the various approaches that you can make use of them. Or you can sketch a line here by this way, and then I pick align tool. Some of you may wonder that we can associate a yes or no parameter for controlling the door, but by doing this we should control it manually. Let me test the parameter in family types. 2500 for width. Apply. Check it out. It is okay. I load it into project and then override by this way. Let me open 3D view. To tell the truth, I did all of these to just teach you the basic things about families and all that you need to know about dealing with families in Revit.